If you are an entrepreneur and you want to unstuck yourself, get started on your projects, there is something called the Lean Startup methodology. I interviewed a startup founder who is using this methodology in one of my previous videos, but I'm realizing that we haven't really defined precisely what is the Lean Startup methodology. So in this video, I want to explain what it is, how you can apply it, and what's the actual difference with another methodology called the Lean Manufacturing, and it was invented prior to the Lean Startup, how you can apply both for your small business. Let's get started. Before getting into the topic, I want to also tell you that Scale in Peace aim at being a real case study of the Lean Startup methodology, because I'm trying to unstuck myself from taking action and producing as many videos as possible in the best way possible without waiting too long time, without waiting for the product to be perfect before publishing. And I try to polish things on the way and iterate over time. So if you want to see the end results, the only thing you have to do is to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you will see other videos coming and you will see the progression, how I'm changing and how things evolve in the future. Let's get into the video for today. Okay, so in order to do this, I want to use my screen so we can have a discussion and check on that topic. Let me just show you. Okay, so the conversation starts where I was interviewing Chris from Storeblock, and this is how he defines the Lean method for startup. Explain a little more how you apply it with your startup and what it is actually.
Okay, so to tell it simply, it's like taking baby steps. Because I've seen a lot of people keep planning, keep reading a lot of books, but not doing anything. So I have this slogan I have developed a few months ago. Just start. Just start. So there are two things. There's the big picture I want to do.
Okay. So the Lean Startup is actually from a book. I want to show you the cover of that book, because this book, at the time we record, it's more than a decade old, but I think it has inspired so many startups, and every startup founder has probably read or heard about this book. In his book, Rise applies scientific principles to entrepreneurship, advocating for an approach he calls just-in-time scalability. So we find this thing related to lean manufacturing and conducting product experiments without massing upfront investments in planning and design. Okay. So the Lean Startup has actually something very specific relating to understanding what the target customer wants and not focus too much on building the product and then delivering it. So it's exactly what Chris is doing in his interview.
This is the problem until now, both with the traditional business and tech business. For example, I want to open a coffee shop. I want to do it perfectly. The chairs are here, the decorations are here. It's the same with tech. Let's do the software now. We build 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, keep coding. And then when you launch, nobody used it. It's the same with the coffee shops right now. For the past 2 years, I've seen on the streets, coffee shops open up and then close down after 6 months to a year. Lean method is Scale in Peace. If we apply it to the traditional business with coffee shops, it can, and not just the software.
That's interesting because, okay, so what Chris is saying is exactly what we cover in the Lean Startup and in the Lean methodology, where you try to stay as close as possible from the demand and make sure that you deliver something to that demand to solve that problem. In IT companies and in manufacturing companies, because the process of delivery is very complex, we have to always think of it as a logistic process, and that means we need to make it perfect, but at the same time we cannot be focused on all the aspects of the logistic. So in order to make sure that we can always deliver the best products possible, then we apply the lean manufacturing or lean software development. So like we actually eliminate and we refine our processes and the quality of our products over time. Lean manufacturing is a method of manufacturing goods aimed primarily at reducing time within the production system as well as so related to just-in-time manufacturing. And so it goes down to what Chris is saying, where it's a commitment to continuous improvements and reduction of waste for the producer and supplier of goods. Okay. And lean manufacturing also involves people who work outside the manufacturing process, such as in marketing and customer service. So it's a systematic approach to quality and to improving our supply chain, improving our delivery, and that's why it's also used a lot in software development. There is even a page for software development with the application of lean manufacturing. And so to software development, there is a few lean principles: optimize the whole, build integrity in, empower the team, deliver as fast as possible, decide as late as possible, amplify learning, eliminate waste. And even if it's not perfect yet, it's actually delivering value already, and you can already start making money. That's the beauty of this methodology, because whenever you develop a tech product or even a small business, when we take the example of the coffee shop, when you build your coffee shop, you usually think in terms of what you need to start selling coffee, and you forget that to sell coffee, you need to actually simply make coffee, give it to people, ask them for money for that coffee. And if you do this, then you already make money with your coffee, and you don't need to have a fancy place, you don't need to have fancy chairs and tables to start actually making money. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want to open a place before and all of that, but it just helps you. If you apply the lean startup methodology to your life and your business, it benefits in so many ways for you to simplify your life. And I think that's a good methodology for any business right now who is trying to grow as fast as possible and who has limited resources, limited abilities to hire people, who have limited budgets. You can already do a lot if you focus on your customers. So I would really invite you to make more research about the lean startup, the lean methodology. Go listen to this episode 75 where I interview Chris. How he builds his startup is a real case of this methodology. And you can also check out my YouTube channel, because this is also what I'm trying to do, trying to not overthink too much and make things perfect before delivering. No, I try to solve problems, and the first problem I detected was people lack customers, and they lack customers because they lack online visibility. So I created this Get Fully Booked thing where it can turn into a program, it can turn into a coaching or an offer later on. And I hope that a lot more small business owners in the future will consider using these methods and the things that I'm sharing about getting fully booked, getting more customers, with what is possible today for them. And it doesn't have to be super expensive. It doesn't have to be super fancy before getting results. And I'm trying here to inspire you to use this methodology for your own business, so you deliver as much value as possible, as fast as possible, and you iterate over time. You invite your customers to craft a better offer with you, and you constantly use feedback loop. I've made many videos on how to get feedbacks from your team, for your customers. I've also made a lot of videos on how to simplify your days, simplify your task list, simplify your entrepreneur daily busy agenda. And you can also find a lot of input on how to actually get more results, get more customers, improve your marketing, and hopefully grow your business in peace. That's the goal of Scale in Peace. Thank you for watching, guys, and I see you tomorrow on the next video. Bye.